What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to part 3 of organising your collection with Jamie the Kid 00. So today we're going to be going through extra deck binders and pendulum binders and how I've done mine. So I'm going to just disclaimer it again like I did in part 1 if anyone just skipped to this one. I don't currently have a fusion binder. I don't really have enough fusion monsters to actually make one consistently. So if you are going to make a fusion binder, kind of just follow the same templates that I've gone through in here or in some of the previous ones. If you want to make them more deck core oriented, you can do that. But we are going to start off with my favourite one. I'm going to kind of jump immediately into my favourite, which is my Synchro Binder. Synchros I've always had a good place in my heart because they were the main mechanic that was in the game when I first came back to it. So I've put them in this white binder with white pages and I've put them in black sleeves, and hopefully you'll enjoy the aesthetic. Because of the fact that it needs black sleeves, I've also filled the zones that are empty to give it this distinct look. So I've started with smaller levels, and this all goes up based on levels. So Zolkin, of course, came in at the front because it's the Signer Dragon. It's the most important card of Synchros, and it also has no level, so it's perfect to go on the front. Then these are the level 2s. There's not very many level 2 Synchros. Then level 3 is, of course, Martial Metal Marcher, very, very big at the moment, but again, not very many level 3s, so it's a 2-page spread allowing for a bit of expansion, and I always recommend that you build expansion into your binders. Level 4s, however, there's not very many of those either, and I've kind of eaten my own words immediately. This was everything I had, and it fit very neatly onto a single page spread, and this binder is very, very full, so I kind of just settled it at that and moved into level 5s, of which there are a lot. So, of course, my DT Naturia Beast, everyone loves to see that in the videos, chilling right about here with a secret copy of it as well. Really sad to see Ib Justicar hit and forbidden on the list, but it is what it is, unfortunately. More 5s, continuing on through. Again, this is why you'll see how those black borders give that really distinct look throughout the binders. Level 6s, so of course the Barkion, the Brionac, the Duloran. I miss playing the Virgil version of Burning Abyss so much. If anyone remembers my list that I topped the first regionals of the format with this set being out, with Virgil, and of course won the Virgil mat, it was absolutely great. Drill Warrior, if anyone remembers Jeff Jones's Quick Draw Dandy Warrior, absolutely loved that deck. I only just got into it as I was getting competitive, so I missed that format by a hair, which makes me very sad. But, oh well, I heard it was very expensive, so I guess that's a bullet dodged for me. So some of the Brotherhood, the Fire Fist stuff that I've had since that format began. A bit of DT stuff. You'll remember in my DT binder, I said I pick stuff up when I see it cheap, and the extra deck stuff is no exception. Of course, Coral Dragon, that's really, really big at the moment. 7s, the Karakuri monsters, Ulti Black Rose in first. Some of the Gen X stuff, because that used to be really cool with the interactions with Gen X Undyne in Mermail. So that was really, really, really... I kind of miss some of those cute little interactions you could come around with. The game seems a bit more linear at the moment. Yazzie, really, really big. Clearwing, Blackwings. Maybe we do Blackwings in the future. I know people love to watch Blackwing profiles. Dawn Dragster, more Black Roses, Arcanite Magician. You remember how good they used to be? They were crazy. Claudio, I think this is yours, so if you're watching, I need to give that back to you, mate. I've got too many cards that are borrowed. Ghost Rare stuff, that's cool. I thought I had a Ghost Rare collection somewhere else, so that's kind of spooked me. I'm meant to understand this collection, goddammit, and give you a tour through it. So more Power Tool Dragons for the Power Tool combos, the Super Dawn Dragster, because I picked that up a little later after I'd made this, and then level 8s. Level 8s are really, really cool at the moment, so of course, your Pendulum Dragon, Stardust, Blackwinged, and Red Dragon, all really, really cool guys. Scrap Dragons, this is something that I'm always going to have a 3 of because as I was coming into the game around Duelist Revolution, this was really, really expensive, and to own 3 of them now, it kind of like fulfills something of a childhood dream that I couldn't have them, just like the Secret Pot of Dualities in the Spellbinder. I didn't really mention that back then. Boral Savage, he's just disgusting, and then of course the berets for the Karakuri deck that we're going to do in the future. There's a few extra etc. level 8s like the Adamancipator, the White Aura Whale, some really good tech pieces just in case I end up needing them. Some level 9s, Trishulas, that gorgeous Trishula Ultimate copy. I don't have the DT one anymore, I end up selling that unfortunately, but the Ultimate Rare fills that void, so we needn't worry too much. It's a surprising number of level 9s, but not so many that we can't squeeze the level 10s into the binder with things like your Majestic Star, your Shooting Star, so some of these are really, really, really dope boss monsters. Ascension Sky Dragon, unfortunately it's not the Ultra Prize card, but I do have it in here in case I want to bring back Ascension Sky Dragon Shaddolls. which was honestly an absolutely insane deck. Trident Dragons, the whole Azir core, should that ever be required again. Another Ascension Sky Dragon in there just in case we need it. And a couple of Star Eaters and level 12 Synchros. So the kind of order breaks down right towards the end. But we've got a lot of space to expand should we require it. So that's the way I did that. So for the Xyz stuff, it follows a very, very similar pattern, but it's black binder with white sleeves inside. Now this binder did get completely full, so there are a few breaks in the pattern. So for example, we've got the spider core up in the front, but we do try to go up from rank 1s onwards. So again, Utopic Future doesn't really have a rank at all, so it just chills in here with the low ranks, and then we ascend from there. So these are all rank 2s. The other two totally awesomes that were missing from my list, Digusto Phoenix, he's pretty dope. All just picks in case we need them for the frog deck. Heralds of Pure Light, again, lots of space for the 2s, which I didn't remember giving them quite so much room. Rank 3s, the Zen Matey. I need Zen Matey to come back. Big shout outs to Johnny Phillips for hooking me up with the ulti German one, though. Absolutely gorgeous. I do owe him a favour at some point. Rank 3 is continuing. Another Dante, because I wanted to have a Dante represented in here, not just in the extra deck binder. Sorry, not just in the Dex binder, so he's chilling in here. Similar with the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, I have got a couple of these, so there's probably another one chilling somewhere else. The Grand Pulse and the Levineer. Anyone remember how good X-Saber Invoker was? That card was dumb. I'm so glad it's gone. 4s, this is where the real powerhouses are going to be. So your DT Chains, Ouroboros, Emerald, your Gear Gigant X's, Diamond Direwolves. Anyone remember those? We don't play them anymore. They were so good. Shockmaster, remember that guy? Castell, my Evolzar monsters from the Nationals top that I talked about in that previous video. I've got rid of the Super Minerva, so the secret one is filling the void. It's a really sad thing to see go, but I mean, prize cards be prize cards. They're expensive, folks. Utopia double, and of course the normal Utopia in case we just need to blow people out, in case the format becomes summon a level 4 and you win. Cowboy, because all trolling is always better done in Ultimate. Noble Knight stuff and Warrior support, because these used to be really, really good. The toolboxes aren't as good as they used to be anymore, but we still have them just in case. More rank 4s. Like rank 4 toolbox is absolutely massive, so the amount of them you can have through here is just absolutely ludicrous. Trap Tricks for Felsias, they're so good. Super Redoer tying in with the Super Perpetua, and Evil Storm Nightmare. That card is really, really strong when we're in a format that can make it. Rank 5, so this is where it really became like the monsters that were slightly more difficult to make. So like your Utopia the Lightning, kind of fallen out of favour that now that Utopia double is a thing, but still really, really cool. Volcasaurus. Remember this guy? He was kind of crazy with the I've forgotten where it's gone now. This guy with Ptolemaeus. God, that card can never come back. I'm trying to remember where my Cyber Dragon. I was wondering where my Cyber Dragon Infinities were, but they're in the 6s. He's technically not a 5. So these are all the rank ups. So this was all the Chaos numbers that I accumulated together. Durendal, really, really strong guy. And then we move into the 6s. This is where I was looking at. So of course, Cyber Dragon Infinity. God, it's just obscene. I swear there's a second one around here somewhere. DT Ptolemy M7. He was really great. I miss playing this a lot, actually. Evolzar Soldier. I actually have a whole Evolzar deck in my bulk, so I should really bring a deck around, because the things this card does are pretty cool. Do you anyone remember a Turm and a Heretics? That was a deck that just completely fell off. That was really, really cool. And there's just a random Abyss Dweller filling up a space, because I just didn't have room in my rank 4s at the time when I was putting them all away. Rank 7s. So rank 7s is going to be, of course, the Big Eyes and the Draco Sacks. God, I don't really miss Dragon Rulers, but wouldn't it be cool if we did a Dragon Ruler Renaissance format or a Renaissance profile? Maybe an idea for the future? Let me know in the comments down below. For 8s, of course, Draglubion, really, really important at the moment. Titanic Galaxy, always going to be good. Dingirsu falls under a very similar thing. Is there 2 in here? Yeah, okay, I was making sure. I wanted to make sure I still had the 2. 107 Galaxy Tachyon Dragon, Kali Yuga for the Kali Yuga combo with the rank up play. And then some of the beefier boys like Galaxy Destroyer, which is... that card is absolutely troll. 5,000 attack points. Okay. And then things like VFT, because that card is absolutely unfair. So, like, why not binder it up, yo? But that's all the Xyz monsters. I've managed to narrow some of them down, so there is a little space that has accumulated. But again, that's how you want to organise that. Going up from 2 all the way up to your higher ranks. If you want to bunch them together on pages based on their archetypes, you can totally do that. And then for link monsters, I've done a very, very similar thing. So with link monsters, we've gone from link 1 all the way up to the higher links. And I don't have the link 6 at the moment, so some of those areas are kind of blank. But let's start off with the link 1s. Things like our link spiders, things like the salamangrates, the guard dragons. You can actually look through a lot of extra deck binders if you do them right, and they can really lead to inspiration. Because you go, oh yeah, that is a card. I hadn't really thought about that for a good while. And it's almost like when you browse through Dueling Book and look through the card search filters to figure out your hot new tech for the format. Linkaribo and Lingaribo, of course, really, Lingaribo has been coming up in a fair few combos. I'm hopefully going to be able to show you those on the channel fairly soon. Link 2s, IP Masquerena, Electromites, I miss you. You actually made Pendulum playable, and now the deck just feels hollow without you, so please come back. Nightmares, more than I'm ever going to need, of course, in German. The generic support ones, so I need another Greatfly, and I don't understand why Greatfly is the only one that didn't come out. Greatfly and, Chimera didn't come out in Super. It makes me really sad, so they need Super reprints, please, Komani. Please do us some reprints. And then some etc. ones. A lot of these are cards that really sit in very specific decks. Reprodocus, if anyone remembers the Summon Sorceress combos. Again, this will eventually be all of the Charmers, but I don't have any of the Earth one at the moment. I needed the space for other stuff. Vampire Suckers, Isolde, more Galateas, because I wanted them represented in here, not just in the Orcust binder. Extra 2s. This was like the power page. Technically, this isn't a 2, but I wanted it in here from this kind of set. So, of course, Halka Fibrax, Union Carrier, Verte Anaconda, Lib. Such strong cards in this format. And then this is extra stuff that you will have seen from the Mail Day stuff. So, Lamphalincuses and the Ferocious Flame Swordsmans. Go to those videos to check out why I picked those up. Rank 3s, Summon Sorceress. I don't really need to draw attention to anything else on these pages, I don't think. Maybe Trigate Wizard and Top Logic Trispania. And Rusty Bucket. Rusty Bucket was... Ooh. And then a few other rank 3s in the form of support. So Simorg for the infinite negate combos, but there aren't that many cool rank 3s. Of course, there's these guys. These are pretty good. And of course, Curious is absolutely obscene, but it's kind of fallen out of favour a little bit. But Auroradon definitely coming up in favour. And all of these have been pulled. I got a case of this set. All 6 of these are pulled from my goddamn case. I was hoping to see better cards, but okay, fine. 6 Gaia Sabers, alright. But Nightmare Unicorn chills here, and Decode Talker is also over here. And then we're moving to 4s. So 4s are really the power cards of the format, of course, with your Unchained Abominations, Sayujas, your Appaloosas, Borrelsword, Borrelode. Like, 4s are really the kings of the game. Access Code Talker, Zero Borra, Sayuja. And then we only have one lowly rank 5 chilling out here in the form of a 5-headed Link Dragon. And then we would have the Link 6 somewhere around here. But as those expand, of course, like I said in the other binders, the most important thing you can do with those collections is leave space for expansion. So let's get into the Pendulum Binders, shall we, and start to round off this 3-part series on organising your binders. So for Pendulum 1, this does get a little bit confusing because it's in a blue binder, so sometimes that does throw me off. But this is all archetypes. It's done very much like the deck binders, but it means that all the Pendulum stuff is in the same place because Pendulums do kind of interact well with each other. So we have the whole Magician engine, most of which I've tried to put together in German because they're hexers, and hexer is such a cool word. So why not have a whole deck of hexers as opposed to spellcasters? Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Another Electromite, because I had like 4 of them when it went to 0, which is really sad for me. Please bring it back to 1 so I can get rid of them. Performer Pal Pendulum Sorcerers. I pick these up all the time because I asked for them as £1 throw-ins or €1 throw-ins on trades. And that's why I have so many of them, because I think the card is gorgeous. And that's why I want to finish a page of them. Please send me them. I guess I'll open a PO box if enough people comment that they have them and they want to give me them. Simp for me. Performer Pal stuff. Do you remember how good Performer Pal was? That was a format. That was a format and a half. More Performer Pal stuff. The Odd Eyes core for the Odd Eyes decks, because this stuff has a surprising amount of power. Not quite so good at the moment because Pendulums are just out of favour. But if Pendulums get a change in one of the Master Rules, maybe Master Rule 6, they go back to how they used to be. God forbid. Maybe it's a thing. Clyfort. Who remembers this stuff, right? This deck used to be nuts. Absolutely useless now. Kind of wild. Metal Foe. Most gorgeous deck. most unplayable. No, there's a Magician Souls deck that I want to bring you guys as soon as I can pick up some Magician Souls. But for the moment, it's sitting in here looking pretty in my binder, all in that lovely washed out American print that they do so well. Again, you have to have the supers, right? They're gorgeous. The Gate Zero engine, because this engine is absolutely broken and so many decks can make abuse of it. So why not have it just chilling in here in case we need it? Speaking of broken engines, the Endymion stuff, probably the only playable Pendulum deck at the moment. So we've got the whole deck there. A deck that a friend of mine tried to take to a YCS, shout out to Henman, in 2019. Magispector. Still didn't really understand his thoughts on that. Interesting control deck choice, but a deck that goes 1-for-1 in value just doesn't have a place in the meta right now. And that's almost all the space I've used up in the main Pendulum Binder, apart from a few other techs in the form of some generic stuff. So your passing gliders, just something you used to use to get to Electromite, but it's not so important anymore. Abductors, I've forgotten the name of them now. Eccentric Arcfiend and Dark Doriados, Amorphage Sloths. So they're kind of in there almost as shoe-in techs. So that's the main Pendulum Binder, and then for the side Pendulum Binder, you'll recognise some of the content in here from the Mail Day video. Let's jump into it. Again, this is more of a recycle binder, so hence the pages are a little bit more beat up. We're putting together an empowered engine. This whole core is really, really powerful. It's just waiting for space to pop off. We're also putting together a Zephyr engine, so you can see how I leave the space. And this serves as a pseudo wants list when I'm able to look through the binders and realise what's missing. Of course, we're missing a lot of the Zephyrs. And then we have the whole Abyss Actor deck. It's massive. It takes up like 3-page spreads, but Abyss Actor, definitely a profile we're going to work on fairly soon. And then just a few extra bits and pieces of Pendulum Extension, some of the Speed Droid stuff from the new Mail Day, and a whole bunch of Rescue Hamsters, and then of course the Performage stuff, and the Mythical Beast stuff, which we're trying to put together. I swear I used to have Cerberuses. I think I loaned them out, and now they've gone missing. We have a whole DDD deck, which we're putting together as well. So if you guys want to see DDs, or if you have a list you want to link me to, let me know. Hit me up with my DMs, or message me on my Facebook account. I'm looking for DD lists. I need help. I need someone to help me build them. I need the D. And then scrolling through, there's just a few other little cores which you have sitting in here as little support engines, like the Symphonic Warriors, the Dragoons stuff, the kind of TCG exclusives, the Dynamists. I'm only putting these together because they have a spell which immediately sets a scale, so you know it's an immediate scale for one card, and then a little bit more extension in the form of like Bujinki Hirukos, Passing Gliders, and your Ariadne. So that brings me to the end of all the collection binders I wanted to walk you guys through. I hope this has been really useful and informative for you guys on how to build your collections and how best to organise them. If you saw any decks in here you want to see me make a profile of, message me down below, or if you have any lists you'd like me to replicate, send me them on my Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages. I hope you've all enjoyed. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this, how I could do it better, and what else I could let you know about and instruct you about in the 9+ years I've played this game now. I hope you've all enjoyed. I've been Jamie the Kid 00, and I'll see you guys very soon for some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Peace out. Bye-bye.